the same as a military unit. And if you watch, for example, the police training video at the bottom of this article, I don't think people realize how police training now so closely resembles army basic training, where they frog march these officers up and down. They have military instructors screaming in their face from 2 inches away. And it really is all geared towards this us versus them mentality, which is now what we see rolling out with this militarized police state.
Yeah, people can see that B-roll. We've got that running. It is really like basic training. And of course, Joe Biggs and I went to AP Hill, looked at the Asymmetric Warfare Training Center that was there. It was an American city. That's where they trained the military to be used as police. That's where they trained the police to use military tactics. Those lines have blurred. Posse Comitatus doesn't really mean anything anymore if the very police are the military. That's the underlying assumption, is that the civilian police are going to act differently than the military. Now they're acting and being trained by the military, and they're acting the same way as the military, and now they're even using the label paramilitary over and over again on this site. And as you point out, it was things that happened in California where they were doing the manhunt and pointing guns at people's heads. It was in California that they were looking for the former cop who went on a shooting spree. I can't remember the guy's name, but they shot up a car that did, sorry? Chris Dorner, that's right. They shot up a car that had a couple of white ladies in it. I mean, they're looking for a black man, and one black man, and they shoot up a car with 2 white ladies in it. I mean, this is the kind of shoot from the hip militarization like you're talking about, just like Fallujah, as if they are in a foreign country as occupiers and looking for terrorists everywhere. The story that you covered earlier this week about the Beware program, where they're assigning a threat level to individuals based on their social media activity and comments and purchasing history. It's just amazing to see all of this coming together, the police state, the surveillance state, the militarization of the police.
Yeah, I mean, Biggs talks about it, you know, when they're out in Afghanistan or Iraq, they're part of a unit. They don't really have much sympathy for the people they're shooting at because these people are trying to kill their friends. I completely understand that, but I don't think the same rule should be applied for domestic law enforcement in America, where, as he said, during the Dorner manhunt, they had, you know, joggers being targeted, being fired upon, women in cars that looked obviously nothing like Christopher Dorner. So again, it's what Alex has talked about many times. Those veterans come back from war zones, and they're not being told or trained properly that there's a difference between Fallujah and California. So yeah, it's not so surprising that we see similar tactics being employed. I mean, in the article I talked about earlier with the situation in Sacramento, where they were pointing assault rifles at people's heads at checkpoints, there's actually a photo in that same article from Iraq at a checkpoint where somebody has to show their papers, and the posture, the manner of the US soldier in that situation, he's not even holding his weapon, it's just around his shoulder, is markedly different from what you see in Sacramento. So in some cases, it's even more intense than occupying forces in Iraq.
You know, there's the issue of divide and conquer using racism. We've seen that, but I think, Paul, there's also the issue, and I think they're really ramping this up now, the idea that over and over again they're going to allow the cops to get away with over-the-top brutality, and we see that they're never punished for this. This really erupted in just the last day. CNN's Don Lemon had a should call him Lemming. He had some police on, and he put up a Twitter hashtag called Ask a Cop, and it turned into this massive trolling fest. And what it is doing is it's pitting the police against the public. This is the ultimate divide and conquer, and it's being done because they're not purging the bad cops or punishing the bad cops that are in their midst, just as Frank Serpico said. And it's really kind of an in-your-face attitude, but it's very dangerous because you see this massive polarization, a self-fulfilling prophecy, even as the system is telling the police that everyone on the street is their enemy, that they're not going to come home tonight if they don't shoot first. Then you have a cop who believes that, shoots first, they exonerate him, and then the people get angry, and that only verifies that propaganda in the minds of many of the cops.
Exactly. It's the fact that it's such a tight-knit group that they always cover for each other. The Tamir Rice shooting, there was a police chief the day before yesterday who went on mainstream media and said it was completely justified, when it obviously wasn't. The kid was shot, the kid with the toy pistol was shot within 2 seconds of police arriving on the scene. They gave him no chance whatsoever to drop the weapon. Yeah, it's this justification and these corrupt cops being absolved every time that then only encourages more corruption, more criminal behavior.
Yeah, and then the Tamir case that you're talking about, that was the 12-year-old, and we can see the video of him. He's playing with a BB gun, just like the kid from Christmas Story. And one of these Ask a Cop things says, did you play with guns when you were a child? Did the cops shoot at you? If not, why not? Why has that changed? And, of course, we have a story up on Infowars.com about the other person who was shot down holding a BB gun inside of a Walmart where they were selling the BB gun. And the cops are coming after the girlfriend. You can see that video up on Infowars.com. We'll be right back with Paul Joseph Watson.
This hour of GCN programming is proudly sponsored by BlockItPocket.com. Protect your privacy and data and render your phone or device completely undetectable. Go under the radar when your phone's not in use with BlockItPocket.com.
Hi, Ted Anderson with Midas Resources. Is it time to convert paper 401ks and IRAs to solid gold and silver yet? Get our 10 Reasons book free. Call 800-686-2237. That's 800-686-2237.
Managing your business and customers isn't easy, huh? SnapForce customer relationship software may be just what you need. SnapForce CRM is a software solution that helps you manage everything important about your customers, from sales to marketing to service and support. All of your customer information is right there at your fingertips for easy access. It's time to take control of your business in a snap. Get your free trial at snapforce.com. That's SNAPFORCE.com. Snapforce.com.
Hi, folks. Alex Jones here with some important information. I want to tell you about Matt Redhawk and his team of patriots over at My Patriot Supply. Several years ago, Matt was sitting in his 2-bedroom apartment, frustrated with the direction this country was headed and the charlatans willing to sell us out for a quick buck. Deciding to take action, a company run by patriots for patriots was born. My Patriot Supply has never taken a loan or accepted outside funding. They now operate 2 distribution facilities and employ over 50 hardworking American men and women. It is rare to find companies who practice what they preach. And that's why I stock my pantry with high-quality storable foods from My Patriot Supply. Go to mypatriotsupply.com/Alex today for special offers on emergency food storage, or call their preparedness specialist at 866-229-0927. That's 866-229-0927. Do business with someone who shares your values. mypatriotsupply.com/Alex.
Did you know by age 50, half of all men have an enlarged prostate? This means more urges to urinate, longer bathroom trips, waking at night to urinate, or issues with sex. If this sounds familiar, call us now, because we're shipping free bottles of Super Beta Prostate to listeners of this station. Super Beta Prostate is a non-prescription formula guaranteed to reduce the symptoms of your enlarged prostate. It's yours free. Pay only shipping and handling. Just call 1-800-852-1820. In clinical trials, the ingredient in Super Beta Prostate was shown to reduce urges to urinate, improve bladder emptying, reduce waking at night to urinate, and improve quality of life. This Super Beta Prostate free offer is for listeners of this station, but it won't last. Don't wait. Just call 1-800-852-1820. That's 1-800-852-1820. Call 1-800-852-1820.
Welcome back to the Alex Jones Show. I'm David Knight here in Austin, and we have Paul Joseph Watson joining us from the UK. I want to get back to Paul and ask him about this third article that's up on Infowars.com, Help Baby Olivia Survive Her First Christmas. But before I do, real quickly, Alex has extended this 2-day sale now to a 3-day sale. December the 17th was our cutoff date for getting things to people before Christmas, but he's added extra staff and having them work extra hours so that we can get this out. So we've extended this one more day. That's Secret 12, X2 Nascent Iodine, and Silver Bullet, all three for only $59.99. That's nearly $80 off of the retail price, a 57% reduction. That's just available today, is absolutely the last day. Again, that's Secret 12, the B12 supplement, Survival Shield X2, that's the Nascent Iodine, and Silver Bullet. Paul, let's talk about this other story that you've got up. Help baby Olivia survive her first Christmas. This is a baby in the UK. Tell us a little bit about her story.
Yeah, this is a baby who was born with cancer, beat cancer, and now she's been in intensive care in London for 10 months. She's never been in a vegetative state. She's never had a terminal or incurable disease. But because of the fact that this treatment is expensive, the NHS, which is government-run healthcare in England, is now debating withdrawing that treatment and basically allowing this baby to die within a matter of weeks. They're also, according to the parents, threatening to remove their access to the baby. They've been in intensive care with the baby. They've seen her every day for 10 months, but now the health authorities are saying that their access could be removed. The baby could be put under the custodianship of social services because they complained about other aspects of the health treatment taking place in the hospital. So it's basically a heartbreaking case. I've tried not to delve too deeply into the debate about death panels and government-run healthcare because in Britain, the NHS is worshipped like some kind of religious institution. Merely to question it is sacrilege. But this is another example of how sometimes, not to say that a lot of people who work for the NHS don't do good work, but sometimes it just lets people down. So I'm encouraging people to support this family via their fundraiser, which is, you can find it on the article, Help Baby Olivia Survive Her First Christmas. Basically, they want to move her to a different hospital in Europe where they can continue this treatment because they're confident that she will recover and go on to be healthy, having already beaten cancer. So it's an example. You know, a lot of people are donating to charities at around this time of year, but most of the big establishment charities basically are corrupt. We know that. They steal your money. We've seen a number of stories about that. Red Cross example, they go on forever and ever. But this is a case where you know directly where your money's going. It's going to the parents, and it's a worthy cause.
Yes, I would much rather give money.
That goes deeper as well.
Yes, I would much rather give money to an individual that I know really has a need rather than to a large institution or organization. And of course, it's beyond the death panels, Paul. It's really the giant bureaucracy that gets created when the government runs healthcare. I mean, just as, you know, I remember when I first started working here, you had a very bad cold that lasted for a long time. And Alex said, just go to the doctor. And you said, I can't go to a doctor. Legally cannot get medical help until I go to somebody with the National Health Service that says that I'm allowed to go to a doctor. That's the problem with these bureaucracies.
That's the thing. You have to get a referral.
Yeah.
But it's almost impossible to get an appointment with the NHS. Yeah, it's like a lottery. That's how bad it is.
Yeah,
so,
exactly.
Yeah, it's never much fun.
Well, thank you so much for joining us. Paul Joseph Watson from the UK. You can check out these articles on Infowars.com. Coming up in the next hour, Alex Jones will be joining us on the road live. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Thank you for listening to GCN. Visit GCNlive.com today.
Sold out for weeks due to the difficult and extensive proprietary process behind its creation, the exclusive InfoWars Life Secret 12 formulation is now back in stock in the last limited shipment of 2014. The most bioactive form that has been created with our proprietary process. This ultra-clean vitamin B12 nutraceutical has been carefully crafted and developed over the last 2 years and is based on cellular science of how your body actively absorbs essential nutrients. Secret 12 is taken by mouth, right on the tongue, and then swallowed. No needles, no injections. Vitamin B12 deficiency is linked to scores of serious problems. And Secret 12 is a fusion of 2 organic, proprietary forms of vitamin B12, bringing you a true nutraceutical quality vitamin B12. Secret 12. Secret 12 is an excellent Christmas gift and is tailor-made to boost your New Year's resolutions. Supplies of Secret 12 are very limited. Secure yours today at InfoWarsLife.com or by calling toll-free 888-253-3139.